Hello everybody, Nine and Does. How's everybody doing today? Just finishing up my walk and I'm going to finish it with you. It's garbage day, Thursday. It's like it is every Thursday. Today our candidate is JFK Jr. Just fucking kooky, that's what he is. What a loser that man is, honest to God. People are listening to him because of his last name. They are not listening to what comes out of his face. They just say, well, if he says so, he's a candidate, we can trust him. No, you can't trust him, and don't even start. So newcomers, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Mwah. We talk about all kinds of stuff here, like I said in all my other videos. And hangers on. Oh, mwah. Thanks for all the fabulous comments on yesterday's video. And I just want to touch on that for just a second. I want to talk about Nancy May. Some people are feeling sorry for her because she was triggered and she had a panic attack and she was all snotting and bawling coming down the hallway there and well, that was Tuesday. Yesterday, Wednesday, one of the first things she did on her day was to go to X and say, President Trump is such a great president. He couldn't possibly have done anything wrong. He's the one that kicked out Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. He kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago 5 years after he's letting on that he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. That incident with Virginia Giuffre was in 2002. 2007, Jeffrey Epstein was still listed as a member at Mar-a-Lago. And she put her big face out there and was propping up the pedo-in-chief in his pedo protection palace there. She was all there hepping him up. Oh yeah, he's all for the victims. Like hell he is. Like hell he is. He's about all for the victims as he is for immigrants. That's how much he gives a shit. So anyway, we'll leave that garbage bag alone and go to the next one. So he's in RFK Jr., real fucking cookie, is at the Senate hearing where there's actually a couple doctors and two of them are Republicans. And these two Republican doctors actually said, when we confirmed you, and one, Senator Cassidy, the doctor, was the last one to confirm him. It was he was the last vote that sealed America's fate, health-wise, both physically and mentally. So we got him actually saying, you promised me that you would not demolish the panels on vaccines. You promised that you would keep up vaccine research. I'm very disappointed because you didn't do that. Bernie Sanders said that you went right along with that big bastardly bill. That wasn't Bernie's words. And cutting Medicaid. Oh, I didn't say I was going to cut Medicaid. He said, yeah, he did. Because he was all for it. And Bernie said, you did cut it. Because hospitals in rural communities are closing because they can't get any more doctors because of this budget, and hospitals are closing in these small rural areas. So, he says, you didn't touch it. He said, no, we got $50 million for suburban hospitals, rural hospitals. Bernie goes, really? Last year the budget was $150 million. Now it's $50 million. So you cut $100 million from those services. Well, no, that's not quite what it was. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. One guy is a Republican in one of the Carolinas there. And one of his best buddies, another Republican, come up to him and said, basically, what the hell's going on? My wife has got stage 4 cancer and can't get a CVID vaccine, which has helped her during her treatment. So he said, oh, that's not true. People can get vaccines. You know, the red tape and bullshit they got to go to get them. Most CVS drugstores don't have them anymore, and pharmacies aren't covering them. The Medicaid people aren't covering it. So even if they were to be able to afford to buy a vaccine, they can't because they're not available. They have to go through a family doctor. And how many of you out there have a family doctor? I have one, I'm lucky. But my husband's doesn't. So he has to depend on clinics. So you better hope that any walk-in clinic you go to, I don't even know if you have them in the States, but any walk-in clinic you go to, you better hope that they have a supply of vaccines, both for your kids and for you. Because, oh, we're not doing mandates anymore. We're not going to mandate vaccinations for school-age children. When they started with the hepatitis vaccine, at one school in one of the locations I was living at while I was in the military, was like, in that, I'm going to say district, county, 11 kids died. And that was, holy shit, because that stuff is super infectious and super contagious. So they had to go ahead and start immunizing students, which is a good thing because teenagers are touchy-feely and they don't wash their hands like they should, and they don't do a lot of things that they should. So, got to worry about that. So that's gone. MMR, measles, mumps, rubella. No, not mandated no more. They're not going to make it. Not going to make it a thing. So they're saying basically that, well, look, measles came and went no problem. You know why? Measles came and went no problem for the simple reason being that it's summer. Nobody's cloistered inside of a building. You wait. Just wait. School just started. You're going to start seeing that. You're going to start seeing chicken pox flying up again. You're going to see all kinds of stuff that's going to come to pass. Because now they don't need it. Mumps. Sore throat, bit of swelling? No. If you're a male, as my mother used to say, mumps can go down on you. Much like, never mind. And boys can become sterile with mumps. Measles, kids can become blind, deaf, and dead. Forgot dead. So yeah, there's all that. But he's there getting rid of all these vaccines, and he agrees that Donald Trump deserves a Nobel Prize, I guess for medicine, because of the warp speed. Yeah, he got it started, but he wasn't out there pushing it and telling people, he's like, oh yeah, I got it, but everybody's got to do what they want to do. Not get it, let's get this thing under control. No, I got it, but he got it because he was old and he was the president at the time. That's why he got it. Did he get it on camera? No, I don't believe he did. But every other friggin' famous person went on camera, got the vaccine. And if you did get it, your symptoms were much less. And if you had a bad case without the vaccine, you might be dead. Just saying. They asked him how many people died during COVID. Nobody knows the answer to that. Yeah, they do. CDC kept a pretty good grip on that. And there was a running total every day. I've got a whole book every single day for over a year. Every single day. Both Canada's numbers and the United States numbers. Every single day. Of the amount of people that died. Hospitals calling in, people died. Oh, well, that must have been because, they had cancer. That's why they died. No, even with cancer, you can still live. But your resistance is down. And if you get COVID on top of that, there's a really good chance you're not going to make it. Especially lung cancer, just saying. Just one of those breathing problems that people have. Just saying. So yeah. So Trump now deserves Nobel Peace Prize. Apparently, these fools are saying he deserves the Nobel Prize for medicine or whatever. What's next? Literature? Give him the Nobel Prize for literature for a book that he didn't even write. That should go to Tony Schwartz. He's the one that sat there for weeks and months on end listening to him ramble on. I wonder if he was talking about sharks and electrocution back then. But yeah, Tony Schwartz is the guy that wrote Art of the Deal, not him. But they want to give him, who's going to be next? Jared Kushner? For taking all the supplies that the taxpayers paid for in the big warehouse in Washington and saying, oh no, the states can't have it. That's ours. That's ours. They can't have it. Yeah, let's give him a prize for medicine for trying to keep people alive, shall we? So yeah, garbage person of the week this week is RFK Jr. He was called by one senator. She said, you are a charlatan and a disgrace. Somebody else said, I think it was Warnock, Senator Warnock from Georgia, who said, you don't represent the United States. That he was a horrible choice, and he said he was basically a disgrace to the position that he holds, and having everybody else's lives under his thumb, because his thumb's on the balance there. His thumb is on the balance, because now he said basically the people that he fired from the CDC weren't towing his line and his agenda, which means they weren't towing Trump's agenda. So, my friends in the United States, my God, my heart is just breaking for you people. It really is. It's not bad enough they're taking your Medicare. Now they aren't even giving you, letting you get drugs that you can afford. It's a sad state of affairs. It really is. Enough to make someone even crazier than I am. So anyway, 9-9 loves you. Be good, be safe. Take care of you first. And Jesus, I'm breathing as hard as RFK was in that chair. Every time he said, that's all you heard in the microphone. But anyway, at least I did a cardio workout. I love you all. Take care of you. Love me, like me, and share me. And don't forget to subscribe. Mwah! Trash day is always a good way to get the stuff off my chest. You ever get an ulcer when you speak up? You know that, right? I love you all. Take care.